Hello YouTube, hello, and we're back with another speed lab. And we're back with another annoying character. I guess we have a trend at this point. So today it's gonna be Hwoarang. We're gonna be talking about Hwoarang, and as you guys already know, we're gonna be talking about Season 2 stuff. Usually, and I'm not gonna talk about the whole character, but specifically Season 2. So yeah, let's start. Let's start. We're gonna be talking about 3 moves. And those 3 moves are right flamingo 4-3, so this double mid kick, right? The +4 one. Let me just show you guys the plus frames, +4. This while staying 1-4, also new, and the down 3 +4. We're gonna be talking about these 3 moves specifically. There is some heat stuff as well. Maybe I should mention them, but defensively speaking, it's not too much to talk about. But yeah, first let's talk about this right here. This. So this move is a +4 mid that comes out after right flamingo. Right? And the most common option is that jab right there. So you can expect this option after something like this. Let's say you get hit by this, down 3-4, right? You get hit by it, it's fine, it happens. Then this might come out. And you can't really do anything about this, right? You can't really sidestep your 2-, it's like -14, and you just have to block. If you don't, you know, the first one is gonna hit you. It's not natural, but the first one is gonna hit you. So you have to know what to do after you block this. The mid, double mid. Main thing, so this is from me just testing and labbing. The main thing I found, one of the best ones, is to do a sidestep into a duck. That's one of the best things that you can do, and it's specifically sidestep right. You can do the left as well, but yeah, specifically sidestep right is a little bit better. The main reason I go right and why sidestepping is good here is because one of the most common options is this jab right here. And they just do this jab to check you. And if you go to the right, you will avoid it. But if you go to the left, this will hit you. It's not that big a deal if this will hit you, but still, you know, it's annoying. So sometimes if you want to punish this, you do a little bit of a sidestep right and instant punish. You cannot confirm this, you have to instantly do it. This is a hard move, this punish right here. You can also punish with something like back 1-2, but it's better to punish with something that's fast, you know, 10-framer, for example. If you don't have a good 10-framer, like if you play another character, maybe try something else, right? But usually it's better to do a 10-framer here, because, you know, that wasn't a punish, for example, that back 1-2. So yeah, that's one reason sidestep right is very, very good. The other reason is because in the same situation, the other jab, this jab, also gets avoided by sidestep right. But it will track you if you go to the left. So these 2 options are basically safe checks that Hwoarang players do. And they're very good on block, right? Like this is -2 for Hwoarang and the high is plus. Like the high jab is plus, so you don't want to block it. So it's way better to go to the right and avoid these moves. Even if you, let's say, don't punish it, it's fine. At least you avoided it, right? And the pressure is not gonna continue. At least you're gonna go back to neutral, more or less. So that is good sidestep right, one of the reasons. The weakness of sidestep right, though, this is also important to realize, is that if you go to the right, what am I doing? This option will track you. So let's say you commit to a sidewalk. This will catch you. This is the weakness of a sidestep right. If you go to the left, it won't. Because that's its strong side. So you have to realize that this is one of the weaknesses. And one of the things you can do against this is do a sidestep right into a block instead. And then, you know, punish it however you want. It is -14, technically you can electric it as Gauze, but I wouldn't really recommend it too much. Because, you know, it's hard to do. Just do a down back 1-2 here. It's gonna be your best punish. So that's about that. It's good to realize, but I also said that it's good to do a sidestep right into a duck. The main reason you want the duck is because these options are also pretty common. Down 3-4, for example, right? You block this, down 3-4, and this will hit you if you just sidestep right. You will not be able to avoid it no matter which side you go. This just tracks you, basically. It's fast enough to track you. That's why I said to do a sidestep right and then to a duck. You have to do it fast to make this work. Something like this, but it's possible, basically. You can also do it a little bit slower, let this hit you sometimes, like it's fine, it's not that big a deal. But the duck, the most important part about the duck, is the other low. So the other low is down back 4, this one, the -12 low. And this -12 low is basically their go-to low if they want to stay safe and not do a launch punishable low, right down to 4. So a side step right duck will beat this. Edge, hello. And for also hello. So side step right duck, it's pretty damn good. You can also do the same with side step left duck. But as I said, the side step left has some weaknesses. But if you do this, as I already mentioned, the up forward 4, the launching mid is gonna catch you. So be careful about your options. Okay. These are more or less the most common options. More or less. So yeah, look out for stuff like that. The main reason I don't really like something like down jabs, like down jabs can work, right? But the main reason I don't like it is because they also have something like this as an option. Like I see some people doing this, for example. So it's better to do a sidestep in these +4 situation than risk a down jab and getting hit by this, for example, right? Or even something like a backdash and you just continue, I don't know, continue getting hit and getting pressured, stuff like that. But down jab is not that bad of an option, but yeah, this will also check you, the 3, and if you sidestep, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Oh, also, I need to mention this. So this back 4-3 is also another common option, this one. And it's also one of the reasons you're supposed to sidestep to the right and not to the left. It distracts you to the left. And this is an annoying move. You cannot duck this. This is jailing, right? The high is not duckable, and it's 0. That's one of the main reasons, as I already said, that you don't want to be blocking any of the moves that Hwoarang has. So a sidestep right duck here also works, right? The second hit is a high, so you can't duck it. It's a mid-high. If the first hit whiffs, you duck it. If it doesn't whiff, you can't duck it though. So this is important. Very, very important, but it's also important to know that this is 0. If you block it, just chill. Usually you chill. Okay. So that's about that. The back 4. Pretty damn common option. After left flamingo, back 4-3. 4-3 is also another one. Let me just demonstrate that as well. This one. The +4. But yeah, sidestep right also beats this. Sidestep left also beats it. But as I already mentioned and demonstrated, sidestep right is way, way better. In my opinion, it's better. Also, another weakness sidestep right has, by the way, it's a little bit of a weird weakness, is that if you do sidestep block a down 3-4, sometimes the down 3 can whiff. Like instead of this getting blocked normally, like that, it can whiff. And if it whiffs, you might get countered by the second hit. And if that's a counter hit, 4-4 is guaranteed, for example. I think some other stuff might be guaranteed as well. So you have to be careful about doing that. But other than this, it's only up forward 4, more or less. That's the biggest thing. More or less. Mainly sidestep right? No, you sidestep right in these situations. Not mainly sidestep right. I would usually step left in the neutral just because of forward 4-4, for example, or the skyrocket. So it really depends. But the speed lab, we're going to be talking about season 2 stuff. Okay. Okay. So that, we talked about this one. So one of the best things to do here, sidestep right duck. And if the opponent, let's say they realize what you're doing, right? Good Hwoarang players will realize this, and they will change their parents up. They might start delaying their options. Let's say they do this, wait a little bit, and then press just to, you know, delay their option. Or they might choose to do this to catch you. If you do a sidestep right duck all the time, this will catch you and they'll get launched. Even though it's risky for them, they'll still try it, right? Or they might try some other stuff, right? They can adapt, basically. Good Hwoarang players will see this and adapt. And after they adapt, then you can, you know, do some other stuff as well. But more or less, sidestep right duck is pretty damn good here. In my opinion, it's pretty good. Or sidestep right low parry. Example, right? Alright. So we talked about this. This is the right flamingo 4-3. Unblock. Now let's talk about this move. The homing low. Down 3 +4. So down 3 +4, 21 frame low. Homing, very, very good range. It is -14. For us, it's fine, and for other characters that can launch, it's also fine, right? If you block it. But for other characters that can't launch this, yeah, it's a little bit harsh, but you can punish it decently well still, because it's -14. So on block, that's that, but now the important part is on hit. So it had a very, very good counter option, not option, but utility before the latest patch, but they removed the counter because it was like +26, maybe even more, I forgot. But yeah, the counter doesn't exist anymore. So this is the same +6 on counter and normal hit. There's no differences, so you just play the same mind game. And about this mind game, the mind game is very, very similar. Just like RFS 4-3, this goes into left flamingo, so this left foot is up, left flamingo. Exactly the same as this. So the mind games are very, very similar. You can sidestep right in the same way and sidestep right into a duck in exactly the same way here, and it has the same weaknesses and the same strengths. Let me just demonstrate this. Not record. So this into a jab, for example, right? This is a common option to check it. It will get avoided by a sidestep right. It's not as easy. You have to time this and, you know, buffer it, something like this. But it's still worth it, in my opinion. It's very, very worth it. Okay. Other than that, I don't think the options are too different. I really don't think so. Because the one thing that is different here is that you have 2 less frames to actually choose your options, and the down 3-4 cannot be sidestep ducked. So let me demonstrate that as well, just so everyone knows. So when you get hit by this and down 3-4 is the next option for Hwoarang, it will not be sidestep ducked. Unless you do it very, very fast. You have to do it very fast. And it's not really doable. The 2 frames really do matter. They really do. But yeah, if you do choose to do something like this, the sidestep is so little. It's a very, very little sidestep that it really doesn't do anything. The main reason we're sidestepping is to avoid stuff. And if you're basically doing something like this, you're not sidestepping, you're just ducking, more or less. So yeah, the down 3-4 is an issue, but other than that, the sidestep right duck still is a good option. It still is. Because you still avoid the 1, the 2. The options are all the same because it's left flamingo, so it's still fine. But as I said, the Hwoarang player can adapt. They can choose to like do different stuff in different timings, whatever, right? That's gonna be up to you to adapt against him as well. Oh yeah, so that's about the new homing move. Now let's talk about Hwoarang 1-4. In my opinion, this is one of the best things Hwoarang has right now. Hwoarang 1-4 is very, very strong. So Hwoarang 1-4 is a +8 safe mid-mid. It's not safe, but it's a mid-mid. That's a natural. And the +8 gives him a right flamingo mix-up as well. So unlike the other 2, which goes to his left leg, this is to his right leg. And the right flamingo is the stance that has his hell sweep. So in heat especially, right? In heat, something like this is gonna happen. Counter, hello. So you have to be aware. Not only that, something like back 3 is also a thing, right? Back 3 is gonna be a launcher here into whatever. I did that on combo. Into whatever. And yeah, very, very important because right flamingo, it's a scary stance in general. But the biggest thing about this, which is what makes this so strong, one is because it's natural, as I already said, but the block property is what makes it so damn good. So on block, this is a 0. Exactly 0. Hwoarang does not have a choice to go into right flamingo or not, so he will always go into right flamingo, but it is 0. And you basically have to realize what your options are here. Because the main thing that people do is that this move looks very, very similar to this. Right? You guys can tell that they look very similar. This and this. The legs are different, but the animation is kind of similar. The main thing they do is they try to jab this because they think they can punish it. Just like they might punish this, for example. But you cannot. You cannot punish it. The main reason you can't jab this is, it's very simple, to be fair. It's this into forward 4. So right flamingo has forward 4, which is an 8 frame high. Right? That's 8 frames. So if you try a jab, which is a 10 frame, you are gonna lose. So let's say I try to jab this, I just get launched. I just got launched because I tried to jab it. So this is a big mistake, usually. And I don't blame people for doing this. Obviously, it does look like a down forward 1-3. But you have to know that this is the thing. And you have to play mind games around it. The main mind game here, so the simple version of this mind game, is to predict this, duck it, launch it, for example. Right? Very, very simple. But if you duck in Hwoarang's face, it's usually not that good. Obviously. It's not that good to just duck in the character's face, and especially for that long. You just have to duck and commit to it. So we have to find other options, which are a little bit better. And the better options here are sidesteps. But this is also very strong in the other way, that the second hit tracks sidesteps. For us anyway, I'm not too sure about waifu characters, for example, or people with better sidesteps. But if you sidestep this, the second hit will track you, no matter the direction that you go. Or if you sidewalk or whatever, doesn't matter what you try to do, the second hit will always track your sidesteps. Right? I'm just ducking by accident. I'm trying to sidewalk and I'm ducking. There we go. I just want to showcase that. So it will track both directions, and it's very annoying to deal with because of that. Because as I said, you don't want to duck. You do not want to do that, because sometimes they might choose a mid and the mid's just gonna hit you for no reason. So it's better to do a sidestep, but since the second hit of the high tracks you, one of the best options that you can do is if you sidestep into a duck. So I've been talking about sidestep ducks all this time, but it's a good option in all these situations. It's not bad at all. Because you are gonna, let's say, avoid the first high and then duck the second one. Then you can react to it and properly punish it. Try to do a fast punish because of the last hit, right? The last hit might catch you if they just throw it out. So Twin Pistons is your go-to as Gauss. For everyone else, you know, you guys know your character better than me. So that, very, very good. Sidestep right, duck. And the main reason that's good is because all the other options also get evaded. The only thing that will catch you here is this, the homing move. So this homing move, if you do a sidestep right into a duck, right, it will catch you. It's not that big a deal though, because it doesn't knock down. The plus frames are not that good because it has a lot of pushback. So it's +5, but a lot of pushback. It's not really that good for Hwoarang. So it's fine, right? You can basically deal with something like that. Okay, so that's about that, which is the biggest thing that will catch you more or less, other than the Hwoarang player delaying their options, right? Okay, now the other thing, just to showcase what options Hwoarang has, I already said that Hwoarang's Hell Sweep is one of the things that you can do. But if you do this option select, like a little bit of a sidestep into a duck, or you know, decent sidestep into a duck, doesn't matter, you will beat the Hell Sweep as well. So both sides, this normally tracks you. This will track you really, really well. The second it just whipped when I stepped left. Crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing. That's a punish. I did not know this. But yeah, sidestep right, duck. It works. It works pretty damn well. I'm not too sure if sidewalking left is worth it just because of that interaction. I'm actually not sure. But the main reason you're going to the right is also because of the jabs. Like, let's say this into 2 jab happens, right? These are one of the most common options, just like on the other left flamingo situations. If you go to the left, it can get avoided. But I think the other jab is the one that's the problem, if I remember correctly anyway. But in this situation, you're not constricted to any specific side, anyway, when it comes to the high jab. But when it comes to the mid jab, let me just check if I remember this correctly. This one. Actually, it doesn't track. It tracks to this side. Yeah, I remembered incorrectly. The other one was the one that was sidestep right, left flamingo. So sidestep left actually works for this. Never mind. It's a little bit iffy. But yeah, this, like, the main thing you have to do is the sidestep duck. Sidestep right duck is what I would prefer, usually. But I'm not quite sure if sidestep left or sidestep right is better. I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm not quite sure about this. Maybe it's better so you can avoid this as well. But maybe something else is gonna catch you. Usually, I do a sidestep right instead of sidestep left. From what I remember, this has slight tracking to the left, very slight. It's not that much. But yeah, I just automatically do this instead. I just feel like sidestep right avoids things a little bit easier. But you guys can, like, check this and see if left or right is better. Like, personally, I prefer right for now. I might change it later. Who knows, right? But yeah, the other thing which is also very common from here is the 3-4. And the 3-4 also gets avoided by both side steps. So both sides. I just like the duck because of the health sweep. That and the other low. So I'm just showcasing the options the foreign players have here, right? This and the down 3, for example. Another low option that's a little bit more on the safer side. So you can step duck this. And if you step to the right, this will also get avoided. That just gets avoided. And it tracks to the left. I guess this is a reason to go to the right instead of left. But yeah, as I said, you can pick and choose. It's not really that big a deal because even something like a hop kick, so there's a hop kick here, right? Something like this. It will not track either direction. It will not track you. No matter which side you try to step. So that's fine. Like, it's okay. Alright, that's about the movement options, but there's also 2 more options that you can do here. One is the jab, the second one is the down jab. So down jab has its options that beat it, and same with the jab. Jab, I already showcased it, right? If you try to jab this, this will catch you and you're gonna get launched, so it's pretty risky. Let me do this. Risk. Right? So you don't want to jab too much, but if you jab, you have to remember that everything gets beaten but this. You can actually punish with a jab as long as Hwoarang players don't do this, or I think the high fast jab. Either of those two. Julian, thank you for following. So let me showcase the jab as well. This one. I'm not too sure if this gets beaten. It does get beaten. Okay, so everything gets beaten basically. Forward 4 is the only thing that will beat you. From what I know. So you can't play that mind game. It's not that bad. Alright, that's about this. About the jab option. But the second one, which I didn't talk about, is the down jab option. So the down jab option actually works as a punish because it's 10. Right? It is 10. It's actually a punish. And the down jab cannot be forward 4. Because it's a high. So let me just show it. Do this down jab, right? So down jab is a very, very good option here. It's not bad at all. But Hwoarang players do have options to avoid it. One of them being up forward 3, which you won't really see it. Like, you won't see this option that much. But it does beat it. Right? You don't see it that much, but it's one of the options he has. Fun fact, hop kick does not work. You might think, oh, he can hop kick you, so it's risky. It doesn't work. Hop kicks, the low crushing frames are too slow after right flamingo for this to work. So a down jab, it's not that risky of an option. The other thing that Hwoarang players can also do to stop a down jab here is a 3-4. I did 3-4. Wait 1 second. This right here. So this is a mini jump, and it will avoid your down jab. And you will get, you know, punished for it. At the wall, you just have to be careful, there's also wall spike. But down jab is not a bad option. But also, fun fact is that if you do choose the jab, you will float all of these options. So, yeah, basically pick and choose. You can jab, you can down jab, or sidestep. These are all pretty good options. If you see that they're, if they're doing, let's say, delayed timings, maybe you can start mashing a little bit, whatever, right? The mind games is up to you to how to adapt to the other player. But yeah. Also, a little bit of an addition, in heat, it's not really that much different when it comes to defending. But in heat, something like this becomes natural. Right, this is natural, so you're not gonna be able to block it if you get hit by the first hit. So this is just good to know in general, because you'll block this more. Like, Hwoarang players will use this a little bit more, and they will like to use it in heat. So whenever you do block, it's gonna be the same mind game situation. It's not board plus or anything like that. It just becomes natural. So just pick your options, as I already explained in the first half, and just choose to either sidestep duck. Can sometimes down jab is fine against Hwoarang in my opinion, right? It's okay. But yeah, the best way to down jab, in my opinion, the best time to down jab is after that wall stand 1-4. Of all the stuff we talked about today anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure I already talked about most of the Season 2 stuff. There weren't that many changes in the newest patches as well. So yeah, that's it. If I did forget about something, it happens. It's fine. But yeah, hopefully it was helpful to everyone on YouTube. And thank you for watching. Big thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next one.